Good morning from the forge. It's been a little while since I made a video, so we're going to try one today. Going to try to do something quick. It is hot already. I think it's on 10 o'clock. I've been out here about, 3.5 hours already. It's going to be unbearable after a while, so we're going to do what we can while we can. I've been a little bit busy this morning forging out some mini railroad spike knives. Of course, that's just as forged. I'll have to grind them, heat treat them, be done with them, I hope, today. Luckily, something with that low carbon, it's a pretty simple heat treat. But other than that, let's see, I've got a little piece of scrap. 1095, 1/8 inch thick. I don't know, 6.5, 7 inches long. Probably 1.5 inches wide, and we're going to see what we can make out of it. Maybe just make a mess. I have no plan going into this, so let's see how we do. So we're going to start out on the power hammer, and the only reason I'm starting out on the power hammer is to show some of you folks out there that don't have power hammers and may think, oh, I got to have a power hammer. Yeah, no. Working this thin stock power hammer is the wrong tool. Notice how much it's folding and twisting. This is one type of job that I could do faster and more efficiently on the anvil, but I've started out here just to make a point. So this is what we're doing. Well, I made a pun, since I am in fact making a point on the knife, and to make a point in the more figurative sense. Oh, thank the Lord that's done. Now we can get down to some real work. So, still tapering the point out. And anytime you're working with thin steel, it can be a booger. You got to keep working the side as well as the edge so that you can keep the thickness uniform. Just doing some measurements there. I know how wide my anvil face is, so that's what I use for my reference. And there we go. That's where we're going to isolate the blade from the handle. By this point, I've decided I just want to make a small skinner. So I'm going to isolate the blade area from the handle area, and we'll start shaping it once I get it narrowed down to the width I want for the handle. I guess the fancy technical word is preform. I am forging my preform. But I'm generally not a fancy technical type fella, so now we're going to start working the handle and shaping the handle a little bit. Get it roughly where I want it. Now notice there I use the edge of the anvil, the corner of the anvil, and I actually used it to fuller the stock and make the thinning out easier. I hit it down onto the edge, which caused little divots like that. Probably can't see them. Then I turn over and forge them out, and when those divots flatten out, they stretch the stock and make it easier to work it down to the width I want. Another measurement. Not quite there yet, so still got a little more shaping to do. Getting pretty close. A little measurement. Don't want it too wide, and I intend to put a little curve in this handle when I'm done. Make sure everything stays flat and level. And now we'll start working out our bevels. First one side and then the other. Now I'm actually moving the steel while it's hot. You'll notice I don't always stop hammering after the heat goes out, but those last few blows are very light. They're just planishing blows. I'm taking out the hammer marks. This was 1/8 inch stock to begin with, so it was really thin. I want to forge almost to finish. And with something this thin, there's no room to grind out your mistakes. Not bad. A little more work on the handle. Basic shape right, but I need to add a little curve. I could do this over the horn, but instead I'll just do it here on the face of the anvil. That's looking pretty good. Once it's trimmed up, it'll be pretty close. Another measurement. I'm fairly well happy with that. So, I'm just going to take it over the saw. And we're going to trim that handle off like that. And that'll do. Well, it's been a long day. It's about a little after 6 now. And after I did that video earlier, I still had a lot of work to do, but not bad for a day. Anyway, so the blade that was forged on today's video, here we go. I did mess up and put one of the handle holes in the wrong spot, so I had to drill another one, but that's okay. Now, this has been just rough polished and hardened. Still got to go through the temper. Then we'll put the final polish on it and put the handles on. It'll be ready to go. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure and hit that like button. Be sure and subscribe. Leave us a comment in the comment section. We're always glad to hear from you. Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see in some future content. I know a couple videos ago, one of our viewers asked for a video on how I dress my hammer faces for my forging. Hey, I haven't forgot that. I'll get around to it. But up until then, everybody out there, have a great night. God bless.